You know, there have been multiple times I've wanted to make videos where I talk about the Pokémon anime. Whether it's about an interesting upcoming episode, or perhaps a new movie, or maybe even just to discuss the direction of the series as a whole, I've wanted to talk about it several times. But for one reason or another, I never got around to doing that. And yes, there are a few videos where I talk about the Pokémon anime on my channel, but never one like I wanted to. However, as of when I'm recording this, there are only 2 episodes in the Pokémon Journeys anime left to air. And as we all know, it was announced that this was the final chapter in Ash's journey. I think I remember hearing that a creative consultant on the anime or something said that it was likely Ash would reappear at some point down the line, which I think is quite reasonable. But the point is, Ash's time in the Pokémon anime is almost over. So I figured this is probably my last chance to really sit down and talk about Ash in the Pokémon anime, at least in a relevant context. So, where to begin? Well, Ash is a pretty iconic figure, not just of the Pokémon anime, but of pop culture in general. I think he's also what every kid dreamed of being. I know it sounds a little corny, but he actually probably inspired countless people throughout their lives. Being the protagonist of the show as long as he has, he's always just kept on going. When one journey ended, another began. He never quit, and I've seen a lot of people aspire to this. Just like we can't quit the duties of our own lives, we have to keep trotting along like he does, and he always does it with a smile. Even in the face of defeat, Ash would always get back up and just keep going. Losing several gym battles was one thing, but imagine getting so close multiple times and still losing literally 5 leagues in a row. But he just kept going. He has an unbreakable mindset. Ash also had some interesting travel companions as well as heated rivalries. Of course, his most memorable companions were Misty and Brock, but each region gave us new characters. I think most people would agree that not all of them were as good as others, but they were still friendships worth having. On the flip side, Ash also had some great rivals like Gary and Paul. They pushed Ash to his limits and made him a stronger trainer each time. All of this being said, Ash is not immune to criticism. He's made several bad mistakes in his career, most notably his battle against Elisa. Yes, it's 2023 and we're still talking about it. Not to mention the time he lost to a level 5 Snivy. You know, now that I think about it, most of his terrible losses come from the black and white anime. Maybe it's more of a black and white thing than an Ash thing. Ash has also been criticized for being stuck in a floating timeline. In one particular episode in the Indigo League, it was straight up confirmed that a year had passed since Ash set out on his journey.
I can't believe it's been a whole year since we were here!
This would make him at least 11 years old. Realistically, it would have taken an additional 2 to 3 years to travel and compete through the regions up to Unova. Yet in that infamous first episode of the black and white anime, it's confirmed he is still in fact 10 years old.
Home to this young man, 10-year-old Ash Ketchum.
You can unironically say he's been on his journey for over 20 years and is still only 10 years old. I like the theory that when he saw Ho-Oh, he was granted the gift of eternal youth. Although, this wouldn't explain why virtually no one around him ages either. Maybe Ho-Oh straight up just froze the timeline for him. It's weird, who knows. Maybe they'll answer it in the final episode of the Journey series. I guess while we're here, I should also mention the theory that one of the protagonists of the upcoming series, Liko, is actually Ash's future daughter. I'm very mixed on this theory personally. I do kind of see the evidence, such as Liko's hairpin and some other things that people have pointed out, and I do think it would be a really cool concept. But at the same time, I'm not so sure. It is a bit of a risky idea, and I'm not sure if they'd go through with it. There's also heavy speculation as to who the mother would be. Can you imagine how crazy the fan base would be if it was confirmed who it was specifically, given how serious people are about shipping already? That's a minefield I doubt the Pokémon company wants to navigate into. Well, anyways, I've rambled on enough. What I'm trying to highlight is this. Ash's journey has been going on virtually non-stop for over 20 years. While we were all living our lives, Ash was always there. Not all of us followed his journey as much as others, but he was still always there. And in under 2 weeks, he'll be gone. We'll always remember him, of course, and like I said, he'll probably return at some point, but he'll be out of the spotlight. I think we all knew Ash's journey was one day finally going to end, yet I feel like no one was ready for this. It's like they say, inevitable, yet unexpected. Well, again, I've rambled on enough. What I really want to say is, farewell, Ash, and thanks for all the memories.